Hello, hello. This is Irene with SaugaTalks. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Please don't forget to follow SaugaTalks, okay? On LinkedIn, on Twitter, on YouTube. Today's amazing topic and fabulous guests. The amount of technology wisdom I have here in my virtual room today is amazing. We're going to be talking about consumer gadgets. We're going to be talking the biggest technology events on earth. They kind of passed last month, but guess what? Those huge happenings setting pace for the entire 2023, which again seems like everybody back to life, everybody excited, everybody producing and innovating. So we're here to kind of gather our thoughts, our observations on highlights, trends, and just interesting stuff that's about to happen to all of us in 2023. So Tony Moroney is here. Hello, Tony. How are you?
Hi, Irene. How are you?
Lovely. Nicolas Babin with us. Nicolas, how are you?
Hi, Irene. I'm good.
Lovely. Marcell Vollmer joining from Germany. Marcell, how are you? Thank you for joining.
Awesome, Irene. Great being here together with this entire group. Amazing.
You are big influencers, okay, in the world of tech, in the world of innovation, in the world of digital transformation, you name it. I'm big fan of all three of you, okay, I follow you. We are formed this digital friendship, but that's for the reason. And this year we can expect so much more. So Tony, why don't you share some of the highlights that draw your attention? CES seemed to be a long time ago, but guess what? We will feel it, we will see it throughout the year. So what are your favorites?
Well, I think for me, the overall team in terms of just, connectiveness. So everything is being connected to everything else. And I think what CS for me was bringing out was actually just how far that has come. And, things that, we talked about in the past, we're now starting to see how all of these things are coming together. And the world that we're going to be in is going to be just so connected, so rich in terms of information and insights, and our lives will be totally different. And we will get into some of the stuff, but it's just mind-blowing how connected we now are.
Fantastic. Look at us here. So Nicolas, you are big on metaverse, on digital transformation, on adapting the new data practices and businesses. So what drew your mind in CES this year?
Mm-hmm. Well, the number one is the fact that CES is back. We had, because of COVID, for about 2-3 years of like last year, only 50,000 people, the year before even nothing, and the year before it was closed. And this year, at least 140,000 people came. It's not yet pre-COVID level because we had 180,000 last 2019, if I remember correctly. So that was the first point. But then, as Tony said, everything is so connected. So when you talk about metaverse, obviously, it's one of my subjects, as you mentioned. But, AI being very close to metaverse as well, augmented reality, virtual reality, all these different worlds, and many other subjects. But I'll talk about it after we all have a chance to talk.
Absolutely. Marcell, what are your favorites? What kind of you think will take us forward this year? Yeah.
So I think definitely ChatGPT. That's what I see as a hot topic right now. And I've been by myself absolutely amazed by testing it out and really getting answers. So that's for me the next level of artificial intelligence, machine learning. We need to be realistic. There's always the Gartner hype cycle. I think we all know what I'm talking about, that there's one term out, one buzzword, and then everyone is jumping on it and saying, yeah, wow, it's amazing what it can do. We totally overestimated on a short run. Probably underestimated in the long run. And we will see how transformative it really will be. Using ChatGPT definitely is the next level experience I've done by myself on machine learning, on algorithms. And I look forward seeing here the next level of technology, disruptive technologies. I think that's definitely fair to say that this is disruptive.
And look, I think Marcell's right. I mean, there was a session at the World Economic Forum in Davos there, and it was, how do you equip 1 billion people for the digital economy? Mm-hmm. And I think Marcell's right. And they did ask the question, who has tried ChatGPT? So these technologies are just moving so fast. I mean, the idea of creativity, the idea of business models, they're all up for grabs. And as a business, you could create content. You could then give that to another app, create visuals, create videos, create background music. it's just quite astonishing how quickly this whole thing is moving.
That's one thing also that the WEF is working on, is a digital divide, or the digital gap. Because you're right, all these technologies coming together, but the problem is, we're not equal to access to digital tools like these ones. And ChatGPT is a great example, because it's opening up new frontiers that we've never seen before. And the main thing is, and that's why I like the Davos approach, is the fact that, yes, okay, we have all these innovations, we have all these technologies, but also we need to work on ensuring that everybody can access those. And that's one of the points that I had from Davos.
Yeah, and I think, Nicolas, the metaverse is an interesting one in that, because at the moment a lot of the emphasis is on the hardware, which can actually exacerbate the digital divide.
No, absolutely. But there's one thing that really has caught my attention at CES, was the mobility angle. Whether you can find it, in the with sustainability, around sustainability, with new type of planes, new type of tractors, new type of automobiles. But as the three of you know, I had over 20 years at Sony, and the fact that Sony is coming up with a car with Honda really got my attention. I know it was announced last year, but this year we could see it, we could touch it. It was something unbelievable, and I'm really glad to see that at least now, with IoT, coming to fruition, with 5G, and with Sony involved in so many different technologies. If you ask me what my favorite one, and again, I'm very biased on this one, but the Sony booth was really something that caught my attention at CES, and the mobility angle was fantastic, because again, as we said at the beginning, everything is coming together to ensure we have autonomous vehicles, we have electric vehicles, we have all these new different type of mobility, and also some drones where you can have like flying taxis. That was a lot of fun, I felt.
I was about to bring it up. Yeah. So Marcell, what do you think about flying cars, or maybe pedaling to charge your laptop? All these kind of cool things. Anything resonates with you?
First of all, I love it. And flying cars, this would be really amazing. I don't really wanna now provide an outlook. What would it mean if we have an uncontrolled number of autonomous vehicles up in the air, flying around, by seeing what the chaos is, what we have on Earth, what the traffic jam is? I lived 3 years in Atlanta, Georgia, and I can tell you that's really next level of traffic jam. Let's now think about, unfortunately, the space is endless, as we know. The air on the planet, not so much, and therefore I really hope that we will use it in the future. But I'm absolutely impressed about autonomous vehicles. It is not so autonomous than it sounds from the taxonomy, because we are still at level 3 right now. This means we as humans need to interact, or be ready to interact at any moment in time. I really hope, and in particular when it comes to flying cars or flying vehicles, which includes drones for me as well, then we better have the right technology available, supported by AI, machine learning, that these vehicles up in the air are not crashing, because this would be a nightmare. And of course, we all wanna stay safe. This means for the people on the ground, they have houses, they have flats where they live, as well as also for the people in the air. So probably here, the autonomous can help us a little bit by having really the right systems in place. And Tony mentioned the connected, so the connectivity in general for the mobility. I think this might be definitely the next level, what we see, and amazing. The fifth element becomes reality, the movie. Some older ones might remember that, where Bruce Willis was also using a taxi, or driving a taxi, with a flying car. It was not autonomous, by the way, at this point in time. So we are really here talking about the next level. I can't wait to see it in the future, that more and more drones will become reality. And also now benefiting from the electrical capabilities, what we have with the batteries we can use to really also have impact on sustainability, because that's what we need. We only have one planet. I believe it's only one, and there's not so much what we can extend. So therefore, we better look also on the CO2 emissions, what we create when we travel.